Welcome back to Santapod for our third and final visit of the year. We're at the FIA FIM European Finals for what's probably the biggest drag racing event in Europe. This is the final round of the year for the European Championships in all of the professional classes, with many champions not yet decided, so it's going to go right down to the wire. Starting off with top fuel, and the ladies are making up 50% of the entry at this event. Relative newcomer to the class, Susanne recently took the European ET record.
Yeah, the car is doing just better and better. The team is working so good, we're working well together, doing a really good job.
And now you've had a few more races, are you feeling more comfortable with the car, the reaction times going well?
Yeah, it's all getting better. Like, I always felt comfortable in the car ever since I started this year, but it's just getting better and better, so it's really good.
So as we go into the final round of the year, Anita leads Maya by 61 points, so every round of qualifying and eliminations will count this weekend. The outcome is far from certain, and the bonus points awarded for being number one in each of the 4 scheduled qualifying rounds could be crucial. As the drivers get strapped into their cars, it's time to move into the first qualifying session. It may be late summer, but it's quite a cold day here at Santapod, with a fairly strong headwind as the first machines roar into life. So we're looking at Tethys with the mustard bet dragster, and in the near right lane it's Stig Niergaard from Denmark with the Eye of the Storm. Something like 10,000 horsepower per dragster. Burnouts completed, the drivers are beckoned forward into stage by chief starter Ian Marshall. Pre-stage bulbs lit first, then a few inches more to light the full stage lights. The ground shakes as the tyres spin and shake. That gives the driver the first indication of track conditions. Next time out, they'll be looking to change clutch settings and tyre pressures to get that power down to the ground. Finland's Anita Mäkelä next in the right lane, facing India Urbacher with backing from Monster Energy. 8 cars entered this weekend, but we've heard that both Susanne and Susanne Killeen are sat in the pits desperately waiting for spares to arrive from the USA. Let's hope they get sorted before qualifying ends. No problem for Anita though, into the 3.9 second zone straight away and collects the bonus points for this session.
I have such a good crew and such a good car, and they've done excellent job, so that's the result.
Now I know you had a few problems at the last round, but you seem to have cured that.
Yeah, in Sweden I was having problems. Just before the finish line my car was getting very violent and I could hardly control that. But now the guys did some supporting parts more to the chassis, and this first round my car just went like an arrow, very straight, so I'm very confident again.
Keeping with the nitro theme, but moving on to 2 wheels now with Top Fuel bike. 12 bikes entered, but 2 key contenders here. Rickard Gustafsson and Fast Phil Papaphilippou, both with a chance to win the title.
For sure we came here to defend our title. It's not going to be easy. We are very close in points with Rickard, and we had more events this year. We did 5 rounds. This is the 5th and last round, and in all rounds it wasn't easy. We were racing very close, both ET. Rickard he has the same power plant. He uses the same stuff. We have about the same setup.
Huge machines these, traditionally with a 4-cylinder supercharged engine, but this event also sees the competition debut of a brand new 3-cylinder machine ridden by Al Smith. First competition run for Al Smith then. Bit of a checkout pass, a really strong launch, then drifts towards the wall. He'll be happy with that opener. Fast Phil, right lane, and Rickard Gustafsson, left lane. Both bikes capable of solid 5-second passes and both still have a chance of taking the title. Pushed back in their burnout tracks by the crew. Unbelievable amounts of horsepower about to go through that huge rear slick. Both off together, but Phil backs out of it at half-track to watch Rickard put in a storming 5.96. First look at Pro Mod qualifying now, with reigning champion Jimmy Orland entered in both Pro Mod and Pro Stock.
Yeah, so far so good. I mean, Pro Stock has gone really well, and Pro Mod we had some ups and downs with. We won the event in Germany with both cars, and we lost first round in Tierp, which was a bad, that was really bad for us. But we're still number 3 in this championship, and mathematically, it's it's doable. But the two teams in front of us, Gullquist and Erickson, they're too good to make that much mistakes. So.
Okay, well, going into this round, you're just 4 points behind. So, are we feeling confident? Can we get that back and get the championship?
That's what we're going to go for. I hope so, but. It's Mikael Gullquist is a good driver and a good tuner, so it's going to be a hard fight, but I will try to get number 1. That's why I'm here.
So Jimmy in the old 51 against David Vegter in the pedal to the metal Camaro. 20 cars entered this weekend for a 16-car field, so 4 will be going home before race day. No problems here in Q1 for Jimmy, jumping straight into number 1 spot with a stout 5.86 at 241. Jimmy then came out almost straight away and took the number 1 spot for Q1 in Pro Stock with this 6.57. Michael Malmgren in the left lane there. Late into the evening now, and it's Q2 for the Pro Mods. John Webster in the Mustang taking on Sweden's Jan Erickson in the orange Camaro. And Jan takes over the number 1 spot. Russia's Dmitry Smorikov in the Camaro and Switzerland's Marcus Hilt in the Corvette. Dmitry certainly getting this car sorted after some wild rides in May's main event. That's another car in the 5s. Sweden's Mats Eriksson in the Crown Victoria. Britain's Mick Payne nearest to the camera. Huge tyre shake from Mick. Does well to keep it out the wall. And the shaking so violent it throws the door into the air. Another 5 for Mats though. Kim Kristensen with the Firebird in the Energy Check lane. Michelle Turin in the Pro Dutch Cuda in the Auto Glim lane. The lights starting to fade. 5.96 for Kim, so Jan Erickson stays in number 1 spot at the moment. Can Jimmy Orland take the number 1 spot back? He's against Roger Johansson here with the nitrous Mustang. Jimmy off the power. And a 5.97 for Roger. Deeper into the evening now. Q2 for Top Fuel, and the track's getting very cold. Not good for these cars at all. India Urbacher, tyre shake and sparks from everywhere in the engine, huge exhaust flames from these nitro cars, and so much raw power and torque to control. Tethys closest to us, alongside the queen of European drag racing, it's Anita. By now it's getting really cold, so don't expect anything like a full pass here, but they'll certainly give it their best. So atmospheric in the lights, unburnt fuel pumping into the night, then ignition, such a spectacle. That really must be something quite special to drive.
Of course, the night session is always challenging because the track is getting cold and it's dark, it's strange for the driver. It was okay this year, last year it was like horrible for me to drive there. It was like a dark nowhere. But yeah, the night session is hard to drive, so it's really hard to get good times there. I mean, even Anita, who, I don't know when she had the last tire shake, even she struggled with getting down the track, so that means a lot, so yeah. But
everyone always asks, what's it like to drive the car? And you literally can't explain, because it's so far beyond what anyone's experience. You know, most people have driven or been a passenger in a modestly fast car, and that realistically, if you put that on a drag strip, that's probably something that only does 11-12 seconds. And even a 7 or 8 second car is so far beyond anything they've experienced, it doesn't compare. And these, of course, are just on a completely different level altogether.
And if you put that Top Fuel motor in a shorter chassis and cloak it in a fiberglass body, you get a fuel funny car. This is Q2 for the European Funny Car Series. Kevin Chapman with the Thermo Red car in the left lane, Jason Phelps with the Gladiator. The car's looking great under the lights, but the track's cooling down rapidly and it must be getting near dew point, so we're probably not going to see full runs from either machines this time round. Up come the bodies for final adjustments, then into stage. Quite an experience running in the dark for our drivers, a difficult job made even harder. And off they go. Off the power early and still running 6-second. Incredible. The fans absolutely loving that.
I've been waiting to drive fuel funny cars since I was 5 years old, and fuel funny cars at night is when they should. That's their like natural environment. You can't see, admittedly, but man, look at them. You're like, oh wow. I could see the lights of a Chapman's car. And I can, in this car, I can watch the header flames out the side of me. I see the glows off the walls and stuff like that. It's the most fantastic experience that there is.
On board with Jason first. Powering into the night. And now with Kevin. So as we move into day 2 of qualifying, we're watching Top Fuel bike qualifying here at the FIA FIM Euro Finals at Santapod with René van den Berg on track. Wheel in the air, the bike lurches and almost throws him into the wall. René sensibly backs out of this one. Fast Bill chasing Ricard Gustafsson's number 1 spot, looking for a 5.9 or quicker alongside Eric Richard from France. And a storming pass from Phil, wheel in the air right to the finish line, and that's Europe's quickest ever run. Amazing stuff. Not surprisingly, he also takes number 1 spot from Ricard. He's only a hair's breadth away from the absolute world record. An unbelievable run. So that's thrown down the gauntlet to Ricard. He's in the right lane with Thomas Pettersson in the left lane, an all-Swedish pairing and 2 very quick bikes. Ricard loses the blowout at half track, so he loses power and doesn't improve. Back with Pro Modified now and on to Q3. Mark Hartfeldt in the Voodoo Hemi Superbird against Francis Jean Doulemont in the Bad Apple Camaro. The green Plymouth Superbird gets skittish by 60 feet, but Mark gets it straight. But both cars way off the times they really need to be assured of qualifying. Jimmy Orland left lane, Mick Payne in the No Pain No Gain Camaro, now with doors firmly attached I hope. Mick leaves before the green and the power of the old 51 shows as Jimmy streaks past at the top end. And that's the first blower car in Europe to run into the 5.7s. Huge congratulations to the old 51 team. Mickey Goldquist and Marcus Hilt. Mickey in the Camaro still some way off the pace this weekend and really needs to get dialed in if he's to beat Jan Erickson in the title race. Tyre shake and out of shape right from the launch, so he stays down in mid-position at the moment. Not what he was looking for. Roger Johansson right lane, Kim Christiansen left lane, both equally matched. 5.99 for Kim, 6.01 for Roger. And the final pair, Jan Erickson right lane against Mats Erickson. 5.98 for Mats and a great 5.78 for Jan, the second 5.7 second run in Europe, but not enough to take the number 1 spot from Jimmy. Just one more chance for Wayne Nicholson, John, Mick and Nick to qualify. Before we move into the penultimate qualifier for Top Fuel, an amazing pair from Top Methanol. Well, that certainly got his attention, but amazingly Silvio Stauch got the car repaired and will come out in Sunday's eliminations. And looking at the replay, I think it got Malta's Monteberger's attention in the right lane as well. Q3 for Top Fuel now, and thankfully repairs completed, so everyone should be racing today. Tethys in the Mustard Bet Dragster in the right lane, and Liam Jones in the CBD Asylum Dragster. Neither driver has yet put in a full representative pass, so this one could be crucial. And Liam is off the power by 60 feet, but Tethys is looking good here. And yes, 4.08 at only 279. That jumps him up to second position in the qualifying table at the moment. The Urbacher crew, who are providing the car for Tethys, look on. Hopefully no parts broken this time round. Stig Neergaard left lane. Susanne Killeen in the right lane. And tyre shake for both soon after the launch. Stig fails to improve on his earlier 6-second pass. Just one more shot at finding the tune now. And finally, Anita and India. Anita has it cracked this weekend, but India's team seems to be struggling up to now. Tyre shake for India and a huge engine explosion for Anita. The safety crew quickly at the scene.
Yeah, it looks like we lost 2 intake valves, and after they broke the cylinder head, and that broke the flow, and that broke the injector, so we lost everything upwards. But it looks like the block is okay, and the oil pan, so we did save something as well.
Now, you know that you're number 1 qualifier at the moment, so the pressure's not on you so much as on the others, is it?
Well, but still, I want to improve my time, and I still want to, to make a quicker run. So, yeah, there's no kind of pressure, but still, I want to do better.
Yeah, we were also struggling a bit this weekend, but we're just trying in qualification rounds as we anyway qualified. So we're trying to figure out to go to the 370s to sort everything for Sunday. So for us, it's kind of using qualification rounds to test new stuff. We have some brand new Stage 7 heads for this weekend, so we have to figure out a lot, but we're getting there.
Final look at Top Fuel Bike now, and a great run by the UK's Al Smith. 6.27 and so much more potential in this amazing 3-cylinder bike. Can Fast Phil go even quicker? He needs to repeat that performance to officially back up the European record. And don't forget, he's only a hair's breadth away from the absolute world record. And an even quicker 5.662 at 246 miles per hour.
Yeah, we've been working on this bike this is the 3rd year. Because it's a new concept, we didn't know what it wanted, so there's no one to phone up. It's nothing like a 4-cylinder or a twin. I have a lot of experience with twins. Phil has a lot of experience with 4-cylinders, but it's neither. So we've had a long program trying to figure out what it needs. I've been learning how to ride it as well. I used to ride a fuel twin years ago. This is a completely different animal, but I think I've got the hang of it. So yeah, I think we can go round.
So that sets the field for Top Fuel Bike. On to the final session for Pro Mod, and this one is oh so tight at the bump spot. Any one of those bottom 3 could easily improve enough to eliminate the 14th, 15th and 16th positions, and the ICE and US Automotive Firebird of Nick Davies is a proven 6-second runner. So here he is with Wayne Nicholson in the Lucas Oil's Lucky Devil Corvette, not yet having put in a full pass. Last chance saloon. Improvements all round. Nick gets into the show with a 6.41, but 6.9 is not enough for Wayne. Mick Payne left lane. John Webster in the Turbo Mustang right lane. Mick rolls the light, so no time for him. And a wiggle at 1,000 feet. John bides his time for a 6.50. That sees him qualified for now. Good save for Mick Payne. Jean Doulemont, and almost hitting the wall on this one. He's on the bump spot and really needed to improve on that one. David Vegter and Mats Erickson in the right lane. David in 3rd at present and looking to overtake Jan Erickson. Not quite enough though, and a lot of engine smoke at the top end. Could be a busy night repairing things. Worried faces from the team. And the final pair, numbers 1 and 2. Jimmy in the right lane, Jan in the left lane. 2 5.7 second blown cars. Jimmy off the power well before half track, but Jan goes through with a 581 at 248. So Jimmy holds on to number 1 spot, but that run from Jan is the fastest in this session, so the bonus points will really help him in his title chase with Mickey Goldqvist. So the final qualifier for FIA Top Fuel. Although everyone is qualified, there's quite a few drivers who really won't be happy with their performances or setup so far. Last chance to get it right before tomorrow's eliminations. And that wasn't what Patrick Pers was hoping for. 5-0 puts him well in the field, but at what cost repair-wise? Maya Uchin left lane and Liam Jones in the right lane. Neither driver has managed to get down the track under power yet. Both cars capable of 3-second passes, but they just can't seem to get a handle on the right setting so far. Into stage. And off they go, and it looks like Maya can now, weaving all around at the top end, but records a 3.80 at 315 to take over number 1 spot from Anita. Still no joy for Liam. Super straight launch there, and no tyre shake.
It was amazing, yeah.
What was that planned for, or did it take you by surprise?
No, of course they know what they're doing, so it was planned. I don't know how fast they wanted to go, but it didn't last till the finish line, so the plan was even faster, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Maya. She just would beat the European record, don't you? So we're up against it, but it's a fast car. But the only problem we've got is we're up against it with the weather. It's sort of inherently bad when it's cold. So when it's hot, we fly, but we're just up against it, really. But we'll be okay.
Stig Neergaard in the right lane. Susanne Killeen left lane. 6.4 for Stig so far, 7.3 for Susanne. The concrete track here at Sandspod's getting some heat in it after the sunshine all day. Will that help them? Tyre shake for both, which often means there's more grip on track than they expected, and they didn't hit it hard enough. The tyre marks tell the tale of the shake.
Well, we haven't had the best weekend, and I'm still feeling a bit hazy from all the shakes I've had. But we all seen what Maya just done, so yeah, we're definitely positive for tomorrow.
We've seen a lot of tyre shake. What's it actually like? Do you have any? Can you even see where you're going when that happens?
Well, it depends. Like this last one, I feel like my brain is actually a bit loose. So I'm moving very slowly, but it depends. Sometimes your vision is just, and you just feel like you're all over the place. So.
Final pair is India Erbacher in the energy check lane and Anita in the auto glim lane. So much work after that last round engine explosion. India still struggling this weekend with a best of only 9.96. Last shot at getting it right for her. And gets it right, she does. A 388 at 313 takes over the number 2 spot from Anita. The championship's not done yet. But no appearance from Tethys this session.
Yes, we did some damage. Did some damage in the first run today. Nothing major, we just didn't get it fixed in time to be out in Q4. It's not yet fixed, but we've fixed probably about 60% of it and working on the rest now. We'll be ready to be out tomorrow morning.
So as we look at the final qualifying table for FIA Top Fuel, it's time to prepare for Eliminations Day.
We're moving into eliminations and highlights from round 1 of FIA Pro Modified. So everyone for the qualified 16 car field getting ready to go. Only the top 16 elapsed time-wise make it through to race day, and these are all of them. Bobby Wallace and John Tebberdon, both from the UK. Bobby with the nitrous-assisted Willis. John Tebberdon with Fabulous Lightning McQueen. The immaculately turned out 1953 Corvette. 2 different power plants, supercharged Hemi for John Tebberdon, and for Bobby, it's a very, very big block Chevy with nitrous oxide. About 13.5 litres, about 900 cubic inches. Both looking for their first 5-second runs. Weather conditions absolutely perfect. And an absolutely perfect run for JT as well. His first ever 5-second run, 5.95 at 2.38. Bobby had a hell of a job hanging on to that. He did really, really well. Didn't want to give it up. Okay, this is huge in the FIA European Championship. That man there, Mickey Gallquist, needs to win and keep on winning if he wants to be European champion again. He's up against Dmitry Samrakov on the far side, who gets a big hole shot off the start line. And at the finish line, his first ever round win. New personal best to boot as well, 5:98. Mickey Gallquist won't be Pro Mod champion in 2019. Freddie Fagerström from Huddinge in Sweden. Going to be taking on Kim Kristensen here in round one. Fred finally ran his first ever 5-second run after years of trying. He's out in front of Kim here, but something goes away at the top end. 6:05 only, 2:07 for Freddie. A 6:02 win for Kim with the Firebird. Look at that, Freddie. Oh, so close. Up next we have Jan Erickson, who already knows that Mickey Gallquist has gone out. That was his main rival for the championship. He's up against Nick Davis from the UK in the turbo car. Great run for Nick, but even better run for Jan Erickson. A couple of car lengths at the finish line. Look at the speed for Nick Davis though, 249 miles an hour. So into round one, eliminations for FIA Top Fuel Dragster. Maya Rutian giving the thumbs up. This is your repeat Top Fuel champion, burning out for a round one contest. Anita Mekula already sewn up the title by the time we got to race day here at Santapod. 6 rounds of the FIA Championship, been all round Europe. It's been expensive, it's been fun, but it's all been about Anita this year once again. Taking on Stig Neergaard for Lucas Oil and Denmark on the other side of the racetrack. Anyone in the round one draw in FIA Top Fuel these days is tough. Stig has been in the threes numerous occasions. He's actually the first European driver into the 3-second zone with the Top Fuel car. Can he do it here against Anita when it matters? Problems for Stig and a few flames as well. Anita takes it on through with a great run. 3.90, 296. Good try from Stig though at 4:06. He wasn't that far behind. See that again in replay. Yeah. A couple of car lengths at the finish line. Anita into the semi-final. So, Maya Utian taking on Liam Jones. Maya, number one qualifier, new European record holder with a 3.80. Taking on Liam. This is a rematch of the semis from back at the main event. Big tyre shake off the start line for Liam, but he will get the win because Maya spun the tyres instantly. The light went green.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't had a perfect run all weekend. However, you've got to do what you've got to do, and we took the win late, so... Yeah.
I'm guessing that, obviously, when you're in these cars, you can't just pedal them on and off because it can cause damage, but at the back of your mind, you're a racer, you've got to win. So do you actually balance it and think about it, or do you say, no, I'm going to win?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're pretty sparse on parts with it being the end of a season, so it's just getting that fine balance. I pedalled it once, and it just shook me to pieces again, so I just sort of thought to myself, do you know what, I just hope she doesn't pass me now, and luckily she didn't, so...
Well, this is a rematch of the first round confrontation back at the main event. The Slick Tricks Racing at Santapod Raceway is Susanne Killeen taking on India Erbacker from Switzerland. India has made the whole tour this summer, had some really high points, some very, very low points as well. The highlight was a new European speed record out at TF in Sweden just a couple of weeks before this event. What she got against Susanne here in round one. Well, Susanne, lots of flames. A bit of a pop, and a big bang as well for India. 410 at only 236 miles an hour. That car was really on a good run till that point. Next pair from Sweden, Patrick Pers with the Speed Ghost. Taking on Tethys. He ran his quickest ever run back at the main event. He's been to a couple of extra races, done pretty well too. Lots of tyre shake for both. Patrick on and off the throttle, and he just gets there first. Sometimes Top Fuel cars run smoothly, others not so.
Problems, we cracked the window, we have some big tire shakes, so we cracked the windscreen and small stuff, and we don't have the stuff with us. We have engines, we have everything, but not the small silly stuff.
Checking back in with Super Street Bike, and one run we had to bring you from the quarterfinals. Steve Mead against Graham Bouchin. What a fabulous race. If we didn't have electronic timers, we wouldn't know that Steve Mead won on a whole shot. 7:02 to 6:98. I don't think Graham Bouchin cares though. He's in the 60s. 6:98, 202 miles an hour. 206 for Steve Mead though. Fabulous, fabulous race. Staying on two wheels and a run from the quarterfinals in FIM Super Twin. Mark van der Boer, that bike there from Belgium, taking on Christian Yaga. So good to see Christian back in FIM competition. He's on the near side of the racetrack. Pretty even off the start line. And it's Christian all the way through 6:93, only 167 miles an hour. Mark van der Boer, if he'd have run in the 6s like he did in qualifying, he might have taken that one. Top fuel bike. Quarterfinals up next. Eric Richard taking on Steve Woolat. Funny bike far side, top fuel bike near lane. Eric with a big hole shot off the start line that was an ill-gotten gain. That was a red light of 0.5. He still runs 6:50 though, 6:24 for the dealer, and Steve Woolat actually moves on. I don't think the French team care that much, to be honest with you, because it was such a fantastic run. Al Smith on the 3-cylinder Phil Bainbridge bike. His first full event in FIM competition, having a great time. Down in the 6.2s already, taking on Thomas Pedersen, one of the regulars. Another really good run from Al, backs out of it before the finish line and just has enough momentum to roll over with the 6.93. Takes out Thomas's 8.75. So in the FIM Championship, it's pretty much been a dogfight between the winner of the main event, that man right there, Rikard Gustafsson, and from Greece, Phil Papaphilikou. However, Rikard needs to win and keep on winning today to be in with a shout of another title. Glenn Borg away from the start line first. Funny bikes are lighter, they tend to move quicker off the line. However, it's all about top fuel bikes at the top end. 6 flat at 2.19. Glenn Borg, I think, destroyed one on that run. 6.96. He was trying as hard as he could. This weekend in top fuel bike has been all about this man. Fast Phil Papaphilikou from Greece. There he is on the Gulf oil machine, taking on Dale Leaks. And Dale actually went red by a big margin, so Phil saved the bike for the rest of eliminations. He must have seen that red light. Okay, Prime Mod quarterfinals. Jimmy Orland taking on the newest member of the 5-second zone, John Tebenham on the near side. However, this one is all about Jim. 5.82. He ran the first ever 5.7-second run by a blown car in Europe in qualifying with a 5.78. Moves on to the semis. It will be against one of these two. Mats Erickson and Jean Delemont. Jean Delemont from France. There he is with the Nitrous Camaro. Made big strides this summer. Bought a new engine from the States over the winter. Got tuning help as well, and what a difference it has made. He's put some fantastic performances in, especially in the UK Championship. What can he do here against Mats Erickson? Well, the answer is leaving for dead on the start line. Big, big hole shot for the Camaro. And Jean takes the win with his first 5-second run.
Yes, I am very happy for the run with Matt. And 5.9 for my crew and my team, all the person helped me. I am very happy. The weekend it's very good, and I try 5.8 perhaps.
So Jan Eriksson taking on Dmitry Samrukov. Dmitry did Jan a big favour in round one, took out Mika Gulquist. If Jan wins this one, he is the European champion. However, Dmitry is not letting him have it all his own way. A car length at the finish line. Win for Jan Eriksson.
And I'm really, really happy right now. It's unbelievable. We've been fighting so hard. And we ran also over 400 kilometers. That's what I'm searching for a long time. And we run really 70 times. And I'm really happy.
Okay, next pair, Kim Kristensen and David Vegter. Pedal to the metal from the Netherlands. Had a pretty good season. Well, he was the one that got the green light in that race. Kim Kristensen was actually given a red light by the auto start system because he didn't actually make it into stage in time. David Vegter goes through to the semi-finals. So India Urbacher getting herself set and ready to go against an all-important matchup against the newly crowned or recrowned European champion. That's Anita Michaela. Every driver has a different routine before they get into the car. Almost all of them, I think, probably involve praying as well, just to make sure everything works out okay. So, we're on with the Top Fuel semis. First, we're going to be seeing Liam Jones, who should have been racing Patrick Pears. We heard from Patrick earlier. Nice, strong launch. He will be into the final. There's other times during events where he's been really good, but very lucky indeed.
It's a great feeling, I've got to tell you.
But he'll take it at the end of a long season. Anytime you can progress, it's a good thing. So, with the spare engine in the Monster Energy Top Fuel car, it is India Urbacher from Switzerland taking on one of her childhood heroes, Anita Michaela, on the other side of the racetrack. Anita's been going through quite a few parts and pieces towards the back end of the season, but the car still runs consistently very well. Problems for India fairly early on in the run. However, Anita, no such issues whatsoever. Another final round berth, 382. Her quickest run ever, 313 miles an hour. They are trying to sign off another championship season in style. Well, Anita looking very happy. On the other side of the pits, India Urbacher and the monster car rolling back under the awning. They've had one hell of a season too. Let's get some thoughts from India.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super happy with the weekend. It was a great weekend for us. We had some new guys working on the car. They did amazing. And also my guys, amazing job as always. It didn't go as we wanted today, so we really want to go for the final and win the race. But it takes 1 hour and then we're back happy and celebrating the whole season. So.
Well, first of all, Anita, congratulations on getting the championship secured. It takes a bit of the pressure off for the next round, the final, but it's going to be a difficult one. Are you looking confident? Everything good?
Yes, I'm having a full confidence on my crew, on my car, but of course we all know that Liam and his crew can be very fast as well, so we are taking him very seriously.
As we came up here, we saw you were packing your parachute. That's something which you really always do yourself, isn't it? Because it's so vitally important.
That's right, and before getting into the car, I always check that that is still good and well packed and nothing has happened to that. So yeah, it will be on my count if something happens to that.
Well, Robin Narem booked his place in the final of Pro Stock on a bye run. The other one is a race between Bengt Jungdahl far side and Jimmy Orland on the near side for Summit Racing. You could clearly see Jim move about a tenth of a second before Bengt. Jimmy Orland 6.55 beats a 6.58. Championship season again for Jimmy, and what seems like a second later we see him in the semi-finals of Pro Mod against Jean du Lemont. Now, Jean had that fabulous whole shot win over Mats Erickson. Comes to something these days, doesn't it, when you run a 5-second run and you still have to beat the other guy on a whole shot. So Jimmy Orland is in the Pro Stock final. Can he make it 2 for 2 on the same day at Santa Pod? Magnus Pedersen puts him into stage. Here we go. Well, unbelievably, Jimmy Orland goes red. And Jean takes the win.
Well, I did a burnout and put it in reverse, and there was no reverse. It came out again. Because you don't have a brake pedal in that car. Usually I use my right hand for the handbrake. So I had to shove it in reverse, keep it there, and brake with my right hand, and my knee was steering when I got back. And it got out a couple of more times. Plus, you got to put it in low gear again when I backed up. So I had to do that at the same time. So I don't know how I did it, but we got back and everything was fine. Well, it wasn't fine, but it was okay. So no worries, and go into stage. And then I was fully staged, and he was fully staged. And then his top bulb started to flicker and went out. And then the tree came down. and I wasn't fast enough with my thumb, I guess, to hit the trans brake before my foot came down, so the car took off.
Well, Jimmy Olin won't be making the final. Jean de Le Mans will, and he'll be racing one of these two. Jan Erickson, newly crowned Pro Mod champ, he will be in the final because David Vector went red. Oh no, 584 at 239 for David would have got him a place in the final. FIM Europe Top Fuel Bike semi-finals. Phil Papaphilippou taking on Steve Willett. Two Top Fuel Bikes lining up for this hopefully tremendous encounter. Phil, in qualifying, made the second and third quickest Top Fuel Bike runs on the planet ever. It's Steve with a drop off the start line, but the Gulf Oil Top Fuel machine is long gone to a 5.70, 244. Steve unfortunately had no answer with a 6.45. So Rickard Gustafsson should have been in the other lane against Al Smith for this one. No Rickard, unfortunately. Well, their first ever FIM competition race, and they're in the final.
Yep, it's incredible. I can't believe it. But all credit to the crew. They keep turning it round and we're in the final. So I've been trying to conquer the left-hand lane and I think I conquered it that time, but unfortunately something's happened to the engine and it stopped. So they're trying to fix it now for the final.
So all the finals are ready to go. Staging lanes filling up. Steve Venables and Fast Phil having a chat. Jimmy Olin getting the Pro Stocker ready. So, FIM Pro Stock Bike. That's Frederick Fredland, who is your FIM champ for this year, taking on Martin Newbury from the UK on the Cycleworks machine in the far lane. Big jump off the start line for Martin. That will be a whole shot. However, can he take the win? The answer is by hardly anything. Yes, his first ever win. 7.05 beats a 7.04. What a way to do it. FIM Europe Junior Drag Bike. Liam Holgate against Blade Dummer. Blade is in the near lane. Liam on the far side. And Blade takes the 2019 championship with a win in the final as well. Well done, Blade. So Super Street Bike, Mogenslund on the Sunoco machine taking on Steve Venables. Still looking for that first ever 6.7 on a street tyre bike in the UK. Doesn't quite do it. Oh my goodness, how close can you get those? 680. Unbelievable. Steve Venables takes the win. Neil Midgley, far side. Near side. Marcus Kristensen from Denmark. Your final in Super Twin. Shame for Neil Midgley, he's out of it. But Marcus, 633, 218. Fabulous weekend for that team again. Top Fuel Bike final. Unfortunately, no Al Smith, only Fast Phil. Well, they were going for it that time.
Very happy with the season. Phil's done a fantastic job. The team have made an awesome machine. We've learnt a lot this year. So, you know, to actually go from the start of the year to now, we've seen a lot of changes that have resulted in the record-breaking performances at the last race of the season.
Okay, we are happy. We put too much in the final and it just spun the tire. But we are here to race another day.
So on to four wheels and all of our final rounds. The last trophies of the season going to be getting handed out. Jean de Le Mans and Jan Erickson wish each other luck. Robin Loren on the far side with the black and white Pontiac GTO taking on recrowned European champion Jimmy Olin with the Summit Camaro in the final of FIA Pro Stock. Here we go. A visible jump off the start line for Robin Loren. He's got half a car length going past the tree on Jimmy Olin. That rarely happens. And he takes the win on a whole shot. 6.58 beats a 6.55. 0.06 of a second advantage off the line. Robin Loren wins the last two races. The FIA Susan Pro Stock as well. Well done to them. So the Pro Modified final. One guy maybe expected to be there. One guy you definitely didn't. Jean de Le Mans with a Camaro and Jan Erickson with another 68 Camaro, just a kind of different body style. However, he is the European champ at the end of the day, and he's also the winner of the European finals because Jean de Le Mans turns on the red light. Jan Erickson cruises through to take the big trophy today and the big trophy for the season as well.
Yeah, it's really great. It's amazing. I'm really, really happy. It's unbelievable.
Going to be quite a party tonight.
It probably will get a real party tonight, yes.
Top Methanol final. Your 2019 champ is that man on screen right there, Sandro Bellio, with the family's Top Methanol funny car. However, rematch at the final from back at the main event against Vanti Bugaya, Mr. Whippy from Malta. This is going to be a fantastic race. Off the line, it's the funny car that gets the drop. However, the dragster takes it at the finish line. 5:30. His quickest run in a long while for Vanti Bugaya takes the event win. Sticking with funny cars, this time with nitro in the tank. Kevin Kent on a buy run. Oh, that was going really well. Just took out the blocks as well. Should have been against Kevin Chapman, but problems for Kevin meant he couldn't make it. So, our final here at the European Finals is the Top Fuel. Liam Jones from the UK, the CBD Asylum, and Runefield Motorsport taking on the Bionic Chicken from up there in Finland. They're chicken farmers as well, would you believe? Although I bet that guy in the chicken suit hopes that they aren't big chicken farmers today. So, Anita and the team have been outstanding. Can Liam go out with a bang? Unfortunately not. Tyre shake for Liam. A fire for Anita. However, it's still a 385 at 297 win. That's her 4th out of 6 events this year. So it's a victorious Anita returning to the pits, but first we caught up with Liam.
We were never going to give up. The blow belt went. I got back on the throttle, fed off time, and it snapped. Done the cylinder head, done a lot of damage. Gone over to a centre line, but I tried.
I have such a great team. As you know, this is teamwork.
You seem to be unstoppable.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, you saw how fast the others are going as well, so we need to step up as well a little bit. But yeah, we'll see next year.
So the Queen of European drag racing takes her place on the top spec, beckoning Liam up to join her. And what a season it's been here at Santa Pod and all around Europe as well. We've seen records fall and some amazing racing to entertain the crowds. I really can't wait to get back for the 2020 season. See you then, folks.